Hey everybody, I hope you're okay. Just trying to adjust my camera. Hope the sound is okay. I don't know, I've lost count, week 9 or 10 or something of lockdown in the UK. Things that are being eased, and what's been in the news this week, to some degree. Although interestingly, the day after Dominic Cummings' press conference, most of the Tory supporting media didn't have it on the front page. Instead of what was on the front page was the government's announcements that lockdown was being eased on the 15th of June. It just tells you what the media is like. Anyway, so I've been feeling quite frustrated because of a heart failure. I'm counted as a vulnerable person, so I'm not allowed out to leave my house, my flat. I've left it a few times because I've had to for various things. To pick up heart medication once because the chemist wouldn't deliver it. He was giving me a funny time about it. To get stuff that I'd forgotten in my Tesco's order because I've got booked slots now. But I forget stuff because the medication I'm on it fucks for me basically. I'm not good most of the day. I'm either out of it or I'm forgetful because I'm on many medications, pain medications, all kind of medication. Anyway, so I've been feeling frustrated at the amount of people that haven't been taking it seriously. Especially a lot of gay men that have just carried on like everything's normal. And it is annoying because it means that perhaps they will have to do lockdown again, towards the middle of the end of the summer, and it'll be more stricter, because people weren't paying attention to it now. I've also been triggered a lot with my mental health, and it's just so easy for me to be triggered by things. And if people comment in my comment section that I need to do X, Y, and Z, well, I do X, Y, and Z all the time. The trigger is like the final straw of a string of situations that happens, so I'm challenged in one of my friendships. I'm friends with a group of people, and I've got it into my head that one of them is out to get me, and this is what it is like having, complex post-traumatic stress injury, is that you feel that way about things, and I found, sorry, that was a bee coming in to say hello. I found some steroids which I'd neglected to sell to my friend, and now I'm thinking about starting the steroids again when I can go back to the gym, because I've been triggered by pictures of big massive guys on social media and how many likes they get. And the guy who does my resistance workout, called Mike Rosa, he's on here, Anabolic Aliens. He's like, he's a dream. So in my head, I'm like, if I'd looked like him in my 20s, then I wouldn't have been single for so long. I'd have sex, I'd have guys looking at me, I'd have guys worshipping me, I'd have guys thinking that I'm okay and all of that. And earlier this week, I had a conversation with my ex, and he said to me in the conversation, while we were talking about lots of things, he said that I was perhaps the most loving person that he knows. Now, he knows lots of people, and many of them are very spiritual, caring, kind, loving people. So I was a bit taken back by all that. And he said, despite all that has happened to you, you are still have a lot of love to give, and you give a lot of love, whether it's to your flowers on your balcony, to the birds that come on your bird table and eat, or to people. He says you have a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion. And I really, 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 two qualities that I admire in people and are important to me are empathy and compassion. So when others are empathetic and compassionate, it is really important that they are that way to me. Anyway, that night I watched a documentary called Secret Love, which was about a lesbian couple that had been together since 1947. And for most of that time, they couldn't tell their friends and family they were a couple. I mean, for fuck's sake, people must have gone on, they weren't married and had been living together for 60 years, you know. Anyway, it was called Secret Love, and I was very moved by the fact that they had to stay in the closet, but more moved by the fact that they showed a lot of intimacy and care towards one another, and they truly loved each other, and they got married as well, which was really sweet, you know. Seeing these two old ladies finally be able to get married when they'd been together for 60 odd years, almost 70 years. And that was triggering because it made me realise that I miss intimacy in my life, you know, that kind of intimacy in my life, and that I have had to accept that it isn't going to happen because of the way that the gay male community is in regards to, you know, guys with mental health problems, guys who aren't classically good looking, who've got muscle bodies, and all of that, which is why I've saw the steroids today and wanted to take them again. So I thought at least I could attain that muscly body again, you know, and be big and massive and, you know, to be like really, really bulky and muscly and all that, you know, and to do that and have massive arms, you know. So, you know, it's interesting. And then I had my therapy session this morning because I'm still having one-to-one therapy. I'm not going to the online group therapy because a couple of people have really pissed me off with all the memes and shit that have been posted. I know it's their way of dealing with it, but you know, and I feel that some of them won't ask how I am unless I ask how they are first. So I'm the one that's like, are you okay? And then they'll ask, you know. Anyway, so the one-to-one therapy with my therapist, she offers me free therapy because obviously I can't afford it. And she said to me that why she offered it to me, and she said that she really, really liked me as a person, you know. And we did some really good work in the therapy around what's been happening in my life and what happened in the past. And we had a good session 2 weeks ago as well, which really broke ground. And, you know, she said that I'd forgiven everybody and forgiven people for some really horrible stuff they did to me, you know. And that to some degree I, sorry, excuse me, just my flat hair. You know, she, I read it the other day, I read it The Blonde, I hope you like it, you know. She said, you know, that she really liked me, and then she said in that therapy, she said, you need to forgive yourself, which is what I'm working on, you know. And it's funny how all of that stuff, you know, which have seen my videos, if you want to watch my videos, please watch them again. I explain a lot about my childhood, a lot about my mental health, about why it is. They're not excuses. You know, I do take responsibility for myself and all of that, you know. You know, forgiven, I've understood and all of that, but it's me that I need to forgive more and be more compassionate with myself, which is what I'm doing in the book I'm writing, which I've not done for nearly a month. Because of various things anyway. I'm losing my track of thought. It's the ADHD medication. Anyway, so, you know, it's work in progress. And, you know, like I said, I've had to accept that I will not be romantically or sexually intimate with another man, quite likely for the rest of my life. So this would be perhaps another 10 or 15 years, maybe 20 at most, I've got left on this planet, you know. And it's been hard to accept that, especially when I see things like that program I saw with people who are intimate with each other. And I don't mean like friendship, family intimacy, I mean like partner love intimacy. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Thank you.